Salomon Saul LeWitt is a historic figure in the art world's transition into the conceptual movement. Born on September 9th, 1928, LeWitt grew up during the tragedy of the Great Depression, but was fortunate to have a father who was a doctor and a mother who was a nurse. He decided to pursue an art career and obtained a college degree at Syracuse University, though the rigid academic setting did not work well with his style. After being drafted for the Korean War to make posters, LeWitt worked with the architectural office I.M. Pei in 1955, where he learned that art was an idea that could instruct others, much like a blueprint that guides construction workers. This concept that art is an idea soon became a fundamental of LeWitt's work, which led him to create art in the form of instructions to make the representations of the piece that was envisioned. LeWitt's instructional artwork became geometrical and mathematical to point whoever was following his instructions in his desired direction, but still gave room for the individual to interpret the parameters in their own manner. One of his most well-known series of artworks, Wall Drawings, is a prime example that showcases LeWitt's belief that art is an idea. The art itself is a set of instructions that LeWitt has devised and is left for any artist to interpret within the given parameters. One example of these instructions is to simply place 50 random points on the surface of a wall using a hard pencil. Make sure that they are evenly distributed in the given area, and then connect the dots using straight lines. The instructions that encompasses wall drawings allows for multiple iterations to be made by LeWitt or any other artist, with each being unique from a perceptual standpoint, but all the same from a conceptual view. In an article written by LeWitt himself, he makes the following comment on conceptual art. For each work of art that becomes physical, there are many variations that do not, which plays into the notion that ideas last forever. Going with what the statement says, there is an infinite amount of wall drawings that can be made. This is what makes his instruction-based artworks different from something like performance art. While the latter focuses on the process, the instruction-based artwork, which is a form of conceptual art, has more of an emphasis on the finished product, which differentiates it from the ones made previously. However, it is important to remember that the essence of the art remains in the idea and not the physical representation. It is in these drawings that art being an idea is emphasized. 1,000 years from now, all of the current wall drawings could be destroyed or have deteriorated over the years, but many more could be made following LeWitt's instructions, all of them giving a new perception to wall drawings. This is the beauty in conceptual art that LeWitt helped pioneer. While the physical representation of the art disappears given enough time, the idea of placing 50 dots on a wall and then connecting them by lines never does. Maybe we forget about the instructions LeWitt left, but the idea still remains despite not being tangible. The first wall drawing made by LeWitt, Wall Drawing 11, was done in 1968 and was originally a paper drawing that was going to be part of the Xerox book. The instructions of this piece were to divide the wall horizontally and vertically into 4 equal parts. Then within each part, superimpose 3 of the 4 kinds of lines, which are horizontal, vertical, 45 degrees to the left, and 45 degrees to the right. LeWitt followed his own instructions in a manner that every section had horizontal and vertical lines, but 2 sections of the same half would have opposite 45-degree lines. This created the wall drawing to have diamonds that radiated outward and grew in size the further one gets away from the center. The result is a grid-like pattern that creates triangles that form into other shapes depending on how the drawing is viewed. There are a multitude of instructions that LeWitt has left behind, none of which are incredibly complex, which allows even someone who has not gone to school for art to be able to make one of the drawings. Because of the ease of replication, wall drawings has the potential to reach almost anyone that's willing to try. And again, it's another beautiful aspect that LeWitt created. An idea is meant to be shared with others, which wall drawings accomplishes, unlike numerous traditional art pieces which are coveted. And once the idea is out there, it is out there for good, with no one being able to keep it to themselves.